I'm in Aberystwyth, which is a tiny little town which was very much bigger, one of the biggest towns in South Wales when it was at its height. In the 1800s, the Chartists were fighting for universal suffrage. Well, I say universal suffrage, it was still just for men, but they were trying to get the vote and they were fighting very hard. Two groups of Chartists arranged to go down the valleys. There's the Abertillery Valley and the Torfaen Valley. We're in the Torfaen Valley. Now they started off at the top of the valleys and set off. And the people from Abertillery went all the way to Newport and there was a riot. People got arrested and transported. They stopped here at the White Hart Inn. The White Hart Inn is one of the only pubs around here that's still open. The would-be Chartists stopped here and they stopped here. And then they had a little bit more of a drink. And then they thought, yeah, it's quite late, let's just stay here. And so they didn't get any further and they didn't get as far as Newport and they didn't get involved in the riots and they didn't really do anything except stay here. A few years ago they were looking in the basement and they found a cache of weapons that were almost certainly used by the Chartists, or rather not used by the Chartists, because the Chartists from this particular area weren't really Chartists, they were would-be Chartists and they didn't really get involved. So I don't know whether that says anything about this area, but they would have been involved if it hadn't been for this salubrious pub and its hospitality, because that's where they stayed. They did not go any further. The people that carried on were instrumental in making sure that democracy came to the UK and that everybody got the vote, but most of them just stayed here. It's a massive pub. I think they probably stayed the night. The pub's still here, but there's also a Tex-Mex cafe in part of it. So it's very cosmopolitan, this Aberystwyth, and there's not much here, but there's a pub, there's a cafe and a post office, Chinese restaurant, Tex-Mex, there's an Indian restaurant, there's kebabs, there's a butcher, and there's hairdressing. What more could you want? Oh yeah, you can also get a tattoo and have your dogs groomed.